Good afternoon. We are starting the noon today in Greeley, where families are still cleaning up after getting pummeled by a storm last night. This is East Greeley near East C Street and Balsam Avenue. You can see the field there flooded. Looks like it got really close to a house, possibly into a barn, as they're still assessing the damage in that area. This is Wedgwood Drive near East 20th and Balsam. You can see what looks like snow covering part of the street here, but actually what you're taking a look at, all of that is hail. And then this is near 6th Avenue and 15th Street. You can see someone trying to push what looks like a Chevrolet Camaro in that water. Thankfully, this morning the water did start to recede, but please just remember, if you do still come across flooding, do not drive through it. And just a block over at 6th and 16th is where we find 9 News reporter Lauren Scafidi. And Lauren, what kind of damage are you still seeing this afternoon?
Yeah, Anusha, when we first got here, neighbors said you should have seen it this morning. It was a much different picture. It was all water all around here. There is still a little bit of hail on the ground. You can see that. Look at that. It's almost June, and look at all of this. But for the most part, the street is pretty dry here. If we turn around, though, on this side of the street, on this corner, you can see that there is a car submerged in some water still. Again, this looked a lot different this morning. There were more cars that were stuck. Now there's just one left. The city is asking people to stay out of the downtown area so that they can clean up. Some roads that were closed are back open now, but as of now, 16th between US 85 and 7th and 6th between 16th and 13th are still closed right now. The city opened up a temporary shelter at Greeley Family Funplex for anyone who needs shelter. It'll stay open at least through the end of the day. We talked to a neighbor who's lived here for more than a decade. He says it floods pretty bad here every single time it rains, but it's looking a little bit better as the day goes on.
Looks like winter, but it's nice out here. Yeah, it warmed up after the storm, but it looks like a disaster.
The city is asking you to report any damage online. Now, that's not for insurance or really even a response. That's just so that Weld County can manage and kind of monitor all of the damage that they have. Coming up at 4 and 5, we will have 2 crews live explaining all of the damage that this has done to homes and businesses. Because again, while it looks dry here on the street for the most part, it's a much different story inside people's homes, inside their businesses, and in the basements. Live in Greeley, Lauren Scafidi, 9 News.
And Lauren, it's quite just even a matter of hours. It looks totally different than even what we were seeing a couple of hours ago. That must be a relief. At least people can start cleaning up then.
Yeah, people are very, very thankful for the sunshine here. They're like, this looks like a different street than it did even just a couple hours ago, Anusha.
All right, well, we appreciate that look. Thanks so much for that. Want to get right to Keely with us this afternoon because unfortunately we are not done yet. Yeah. You were talking about another round of storms that we've got to be prepared for this afternoon.
Yeah, we got another round. In fact, we're already seeing those thunderstorms rumble through the mountains as well as just west of the metro area. We see a thunderstorm right now moving over Arvada, making its way east. We will see severe thunderstorms east of I-25, and that'll happen this afternoon. Let's take you outside right now where we are already up to 80 degrees. So our winds, they're calm right now. They will be picking up, especially as those storms roll through, those winds gusting up to 20 miles per hour. In some areas, again, if you have a severe thunderstorm, those winds gusting up to 50, 60 miles per hour, and that's when we could see that damaging hail. 80 degrees, though, out there right now at DIA. A little bit cooler up in Greeley, where Lauren was, 75 degrees. We're 76 in Lyman, 82 degrees. Up there in Sterling, we're looking at 60s and 70s. Up there in the high country right now, 83 degrees already out in Grand Junction. Take a look at our HD Doppler radar, and again, we're starting to see those scattered thunderstorms fire up across the higher elevations, and again, making their way down towards the I-25 corridor right now. You can see this one making its way through Arvada as we speak. We also have one up to the north, as you can see, making its way through Fort Collins. Also, again, Steamboat Springs seeing some thunderstorm activity moving through, as well as the I-70 corridor through the high country. So again, expect these scattered thunderstorms throughout the middle part of the day. After about 3 o'clock, that's when we'll likely see some of those storms become severe, large hail, damaging winds, possibly tornado, but mainly east of the I-25 corridor across the eastern plains. Today for the metro area, we'll say scattered afternoon storms, increasing clouds with a high of 83 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy with an afternoon shower or storm as we head into the evening, 50 53 tomorrow, partly cloudy, 77 degrees. Hey, after the storms move through, we got quiet weather coming up as we head into next week, and temperatures climbing to about 90 degrees. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit.
All right, we'll be paying very close attention. Thank you, Keely. New at noon, the pro-Palestinian encampment on DU's campus has now been dismantled. The university confirming that in the last half hour. We are giving you a live look at what campus looks like right now. It's empty. Student protesters had been on campus since May 9th. They said that they represented the group DU for Palestine and was calling for the university to divest from interests supporting Israel, among other demands. And they had an encampment set up there for several weeks. The two sides had met recently to talk about ways to move forward. DU released a statement to 9 News simply saying the encampment did disband on its own overnight. That's why you're looking at an empty field, adding that the two sides never came to any kind of agreement. Former Trump attorney Jenna Ellis has agreed to a 3-year suspension of her Colorado law license. A judge signed off on that yesterday after she pleaded guilty to a felony in former President Donald Trump's election interference case in Georgia. 2 government watchdog groups were trying to have Ellis disbarred. The agreement between Ellis and Colorado's Attorney Regulation Council notes that attorneys are quite often disbarred after being convicted of a felony, but the state agreed to a lower penalty because Ellis was deemed an accessory to Trump's election rigging lies. Last year, Ellis was censured by regulators for making false statements about the election. Ellis did submit a letter to the court saying she admitted that she went along with the lies about the election, but also blamed, quote, bad actors on both sides.